this, I could just go back to this YouTube live and I don't have to record. I don't have to write the page numbers down. I can just go back to this YouTube live, see the page because the YouTube live records the page and all that. But anyways, it must be borne in mind that the earliest mode of becoming was not by creating, but by transforming. For instance, when Ptah is imaged as the frog or beetle, he is the deity as transformer. But when portrayed as the embryo in utero, he images the creator or creative cause. A drama of transformation was performed in the totemic mysteries. The boy became a man by being changed into an animal, which animal was his totemic representation of the providing and protecting power. This was a mode of assimilating the human being to the divine or superhuman power which it had been imaged in the elemental stages by means of the particular totemic zootype, whether animal, bird, fish, insect, reptile, or plant. We gather from the magical practices of the Western Inuits that when the sorcerer or spirit medium clothes himself in the skin of animals, the feathers of birds, teeth of serpents, and other magical emblems, it is done to place himself in rapport with the kings of the beasts and the powers of the elements for the purpose of deriving superhuman aid from these our elder brothers. And this is why all y'all niggas want to be lions and shit on bro now. That's your ancient science. That's your totemic nature. That's you tapping back into your transformation. So creation, they said the earliest mode of becoming was not by creation, but by transformation. That means it's alchemy. Everything was already here. Everything's just transformed over time. There's no beginning of anything. The beginning of the creation is transformation, baby. But you know that because you watch people transform and change right in front of you every motherfucking day. We change, we transform. We constantly are changing. Things we liked yesterday, we don't like today. You don't listen to the same songs you listened to 6 years ago every fucking day. You don't eat the same food you did. You don't go to the same places. You're transforming. You just transform what was already there. That's crazy. Even if a person built a new building, they using items and energy that was already existed on this world. They just transformed it. That land was already there. They just transformed the land to something else. So even if you look at a building, you're really looking at transformation, just in a more foundational principle. And that's why Freemasonry is based on what? Building things, foundation, brick masons, stone masons. Because building is the aspect of transformation of energy right in your fucking face. That's why all monuments are erected, and Freemasons are an aspect of a masculine cult. Buildings are erected, man made. Come on, bro. That's some crazy shit right there. I know. There's a Freemason lodge right down the street. They meet up every motherfucking Thursday. You know, usual shit. Like the real Freemasons right down the street. I'd be like, hello, brothers. I'd be like, what the fuck he just say? Bro, I'll be like, nothing, big bro. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Big G. I'm good. I'm just saying, Big G. Hold on, y'all. How is it 32 people here? Oh, bro, now what is going on today? We got some smart niggas in here. Um, thus the spirit mediums in alliance with certain of these powers might be said to assume their likeness as animals, just as in modern times the witch is reputed to transform into a cat or hare, or the wizard into a wolf. The blacksmiths in Africa, who are thought to work by spirit agency, are supposed in Abyssinia to transform themselves into the Mexicans. But anyways, bro, this book is so much, bro. My goodness gracious, bro. Yo ass ain't have nothing. As I read this, I started channeling his research. I don't know why. I just started going back. What's up, G? I started channeling the research. This shit is like intense. Like I have nothing to do but this. I went all the way back. I could see it. Like we have nothing to do but read and do things and look things up. Seen this nigga at the library with all the books pulled out, just looking at all these different cultures. Bro, he just did the most. Why? Bobby Hemming talked about this, G. Bobby Hemming talked about this, G. Um, Custodian. Bobby Hemming said that. He said it's a custodian energy. I'm like, what? Bro, now, if you losing your memory and forgetting who you is, there was some aspect of it being written down. It needed to be compiled. It needed to be custodial on bro them held for a later time, for the transformation at a later time. Because the knowing of the spiral of our existence, that we don't look, you don't ascend like this. You ascend like this. Spiral. So since everything is a spiral, before you go to a golden age, you would have to go through what? Shit, a dark age, bro. Before you go through an age of like knowing some shit, you would have to have an age previous of not knowing anything. So why you nobody knows anything anymore? The documents, that's why these books was what? Hidden. Everything was hidden. And then after that, they started compiling everything and sending them to one spot, sending everything. And then at some point, it was going to serve at a later time for you to remember who the fuck you was. Even though all of this is what? Deep within thyself on Brona. But then as you uncover what's in yourself, you start to look outside yourself and see all the information and knowledge, like mirroring the perspectives of your mind, your your transformation. So it is a confirmation or an indication of the aspect of like your deeper divine ascension or some shit like that. This is, you know how they keep saying, you know how Nas got that album, it was written. This shit was written. It was written. It was already written. These ages was written about the golden age. But here's the deepest part. I find it funny. In this book, Gerald Massey, uh, the flood represents the end of something, right? You be like the end of the world, the floods, but in here it just means the end of a time. So we get a lot of this are the last days, this is the end of something, but it's just the end of a time. You just might be at the pinnacle, at the shifting of that time. Remember, in this book, it's crazy, twin. In this book, it says the first creation isn't creation, it's transformation. So in that aspect, we are transforming as we speak. Bro, no, we on our transformation energy. And then if you get deeper with that, what's good, twin? When you get deeper with this knowledge, y'all, this transformation is why y'all love alchemy so much. And then this goes deeper than that. That means that if this, and then if we go even deeper, that means that this Bible, you know, this is why I like algebra, even though I can't do algebra. This is why I would like algebra if I did it. Because once you do math and you understand the formula, you just plug the formula into everything. So on an algebraic expression, this formula would be what? If this is allegorical, then what is the allegorical concept of transforming base metal into gold? It's an alchemical process. Changing base metal to the gold is the transformation of what? The consciousness, the mind, the heart, the transformation of thyself through the representation of what? The knowledge of thyself. Because the knowledge of thyself is about what? The knowledge of what? The energy, the divine energy. And energy is always doing what? Transforming, moving, doing things. So when you tap in to the divine aspect of self and that energy, it's always transforming. You always changing. Come on, man. That's what we here to do. We here to transform. Damn, why bro put all the Libra or the scales was as at one time a figure of the equinox, but its more probable origin in its relation to the supremely important waters of the inundation. The 4 months of the water season, the first of the three tetramedes, begin with the lion and end with the scorpion. The inundation reached its point of equipoise coincidentally with the entrance of the sun into the sign that was figured as the balance of the scales. The tortoise or Atbu of the Nile has been an earlier zodiacal sign than that of the scales by which it was superseded. When the Nile tortoise climbs the banks of the river to give itself for food, it naturally becomes a self constituted sign of the inundation to be figured in a group of stars. Thus, the tortoise equals Libra would denote the point at which the earth was emerging like a tortoise or a turtle from the deluge of the waters which periodically overspread the land. I don't know, twin. You know, what you gonna learn is astronomical, astrological knowledge is very important in the perspectives of the gnosis because, like I said, with that crazy person, twinkle twinkle little star, oh I wonder what you are. Most of your sciences are based on what? The stars. Bro, now the heavens. Why y'all think y'all love heaven so much? The heavens. Why everybody want to go to heaven? Why you think you want to go to heaven? Because that's what you are. That's where you came from. Every man and woman is a star. That's where you came from. That's what you is. You ain't we like basically cosmic stardust and all that shit. Babies on brother, mother, brothers. That's crazy to me, twin. Ain't you the stars? Doesn't it say the seven stars known to the Egyptians as the imperishable stars, so called because they do not set but revolve, and was the first funerary text that ever existed, the seven star system? Didn't you come out of your mama? Wait a minute. The Sabian coat was the coat of the mother goddess of the seven stars. You came out of a star. Good. You were birthed as a star, out of a star. You have the arm, leg, arm, head. You foundation like a star, a 5-pointed star. You foundation like one of those. All you gotta do is stand up and do this. Where do you think where do you think this Baphomet and these 5-point stars come from? The pentagram. That's just you. Your cosmic connection. You are a star. That's why you have an astral body. The etymology of astral is star. Oh, bro, no. Zero, limited energy, water, remember. Oh, bro, no. I don't know what that means, twin, but babies on brother, mother, brother, say twin. Now, on some real stuff, all of y'all are connected to this mythos. It's just, you got to connect yourself. And you really can't let nobody else tell you what it is. You have to accept thyself. Bro, now that's what we just learned from Dr. Bland. I'm learning this. And I needed to hear that. Bro, now we gotta accept ourselves. And that's easier said than done. We'll only know when it's that time to accept ourselves, bro, now, whatever that means. And then even if you accept yourself and we find all these goals, we always got something new to find. So it's just very significant, bro. Now. We're always transforming and changing. We could stop this goal of what our higher self is because the highest self there's no such thing as the most high because the high never stops. There is no such thing as the most high because that would limitate some aspect of levels to this shit. There's no levels, it's just all energy. We'd be like the most high. Like that would denote the most high. There's a limit to the high. There's no limit to this shit. It's infinity. So there's no most of anything. It's infinite. If you have the infinite, there's no measurement. That's just some shit that that's us keep that's we gotta keep it safe. And I get it. Bro, we like to keep it safe. Bro, you been snuck away from God, but you like just in case that exists, bro. Shit, bro, let me make sure I say his name in a different way. The Most High, bro, bro, you sneaky, bro. Bro, because we scared out here, don't they? Bro, we be scared. We be trying to keep that shit in there, like Most High. He really look. Did you just call him a he? Bro, Most High with a he. You praising Father God, buddy. Bro, we still you're still in religion. And that's the whole aspect. And that's cool if you're in religion because you can't diss these deities or these entities because shit, more people, these the most famous niggas in the world. Remember, the famous niggas say their name. And all the niggas like the famous niggas. Remember, the famous niggas say their names. When they get up and get their awards, they thank who? God. You ain't never heard nobody come up there and say thank the goddess. So don't get it on bro now. That's why when you come up here and you be goddess this, goddess that, you be going against some shit on bro now. Going against the whole world. The whole world get on your ass. What? What you just say? because people have created and worked with different types of entities far beyond recorded history. Many gods and goddesses came into being as thought forms personified. This allowed humans to interact with and interpret cause and effect in the world in which they live. Often, these fledgling thought forms were slowly transformed into the gods and goddesses that we know today, as the general acceptance of the attributes given to events. As more people adopted these understandings of the events as actions, things greater than themselves, the thought forms gained momentum and energy from the people. Then it says right here, there was at this primitive stage of society no knowledge of the Father on earth, and therefore no fathers of God, the images in heaven, for the gods are but psychic projections. The etymology of psychic is the mind. The gods are thought forms that come from what? The mind, that are projected psychically. And the etymology of psychic is the mind. Repetition is the father of learning. Wait a minute. Projection. Projection. This realm works like a projection. Section like a web. Fragmentized. Everything's separate, but yet it's all one. Psychic projections. Boy, you better quit playing with this shit on bro before I get fired up. Boy, you better quit playing with shit before I get fired up on baby on bro. On brothers, they say to him. All right, anyways, my bad, y'all. That was ego on bro now. Damn ego. Oh, bro. Gonna get you. Oh, bro, you gotta get mad at that ego. That ego gotta be known, don't it? Oh, bro, that ego gotta be known, don't it? Look at me, y'all. Look at what I do. Say that I'm great. Like, sit your ass down. You gotta check your ego. Man, sit your ass down. Oh, bro, sit down, twin. Anyways, we all forgot is that women stars are the same thing. All females' eyes are mother star eyes. Oh, bro, now I don't know what weird shit you said, but I rock it with it. Only what you said was so deep and spiritual. Oh, bro, now it had to be said weird. Oh, bro, it had to be said awkwardly, and that you did good though. She has starry eyes. Oh, bro, now some shit you just said, you spazzed to it. It was poetic. Oh, bro, it was poetic in nature. Y'all niggas poetic. You know, when you get too smart, you get poetic. We be like, bro, we don't know what you saying. Oh, bro, but that shit was spiritual. Religion, look, let's talk about it. Look at the spirit right now. It says religion, and I'm just stopping at a random page on a random book. Bro, I'm doing an open read. Oh, YouTube, y'all watching this? This over YouTube, y'all see it. I'm on a random page. Everybody follow my YouTube, 360 The Alchemist. Make sure y'all don't see crazy shit. 360 The Alchemist on YouTube. Bro, now, you feel me? Religion in Egypt first began to worship a propitiation of the primal providence that were figured as the great mother who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. These powers in Egyptian were the seven Ali. In Phoenicia, they are the seven Elohim. So when y'all say Elohim, you're talking about the great mother. It says religion in Egypt first began in worship or propitiation of the primal providence that was figured as the great mother who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. These powers in Egypt were the seven Ali. In Phoenicia, they are the seven Elohim. In Egypt, in Assyria, they are the seven forms of the Ali. In Israel, the seven Elohim, Kabrahim, or the Baalim. Set was one of these, and Sut upon the mountain of the pole became El Shaddai in the Hebrew form of Seth. The company of seven with this great mother passed into the astronomical mythology as the seven great spirits, which were divinized as star gods with Anup. Now, didn't I tell you that a crazy ass drunk nigga came to me yesterday and said, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." He said, "Didn't your mama tell you?" He was drunk. This is him with his drink. He said, "Didn't your mama tell you? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh, I wonder what you are." I said, "What the fuck?" I thought cameras was out how he performed that shit. Because he talking spiritual. Because everything's a... For him to come up to me and say that, and for that whole day, for me to be up here teaching y'all all day, I applied pressure and taught the 360 pack number 12, which is called The Sun and the Seven Stars. Where from Robert Webb's book, The Seven Stars are known as your first funerary coats. The seven stars is the stars of the mother goddess. This is the book Kenneth Grant Coats of the Shadows, cross-reference with Don Webb's book, The Seven Faces of Darkness, cross-reference with Gerald Massey's book, The Sacred Geometry of the World. I'm sorry, the secret, the ancient Egyptians' light of the world. Religion in Egypt first began in worship or propitiation to the primal providence that was figured as the great mother who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. Ain't that crazy? On my sign, I put 7 stars. The 7 stars, and I put my yacht. My yacht means mother. And the 7 stars is your great mother bear, your big, whatever you want to call it. So I was right yesterday. I don't know, man. Bro, now I've been trying to find these stars. I'm like, I don't know which one. I need a telescope. And that's another thing. That's what's making me super awkward because I was with all the homies with these, because we're chilling with the guys. Guess where I was looking the whole time? Up in the sky. Imagine they could just. This is my first time kicking it with somebody. I just couldn't stop looking up. I'm just, oh, bro. They're like, what's wrong with Buddy? I'm just looking at the stars and shit. And that's when bro just came up to me and said that weird shit. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Didn't your mama used to tell you that? Because your mama was the star. Bro, now. Religion in Egypt began in worship or propitiation to the primal prophetess that was figured as the great mother who brought in Egypt, who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. And this is the deeper aspect. On bro now. Nah, you're on there. We need to talk on bro now. 360 The Alchemist on Cash App. Oh, bro, then go ahead and talk to me, twin. Oh, bro, now just make sure you talk to me nicely. Bro, go ahead and talk to me, twin. No, I'm fucking with you. But no, anybody want to pledge or support this shit, 360 The Alchemist on Cash App. Leave your email in the Cash App notes. These 360 packs, these books, these research papers, name reads, all of y'all got access to this. Don't be scared. Just support this shit. Bro, now, it's all love. We don't give a fuck. Come on, bro, now. Worst commercial ever. Like, what? Oh, bro, no, we don't give a fuck. Oh, bro, that's how I ended my commercial. We don't give a fuck. Oh, bro, no. I don't check PayPal. My bad, bro. So make sure you tell me thank you, bro. Make sure you tell me it's a PayPal. Big bro, check your email too. I sent you a full name read, twin. Oh, bro, now check your email, twin. Sent you a full name read. I made sure I got that shit done. So check your shit. Bro, now I got you with the name read. All right, now it says the 7 stars. Religion in Egypt first began in worship or propitiation to the primal providence that was figured as the great mother who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. So I guess those children of the great mother can be recognized as a patriarchal aspect because a child could be what, male or female. It starts off with the 7 Elohims, the 7 of this, the 7 of that. The company of 7 with the great mother passed into the astronomical mythology as the great spears, 7 great spears, which were divinized as star gods with Anub, a form of Sut as the pole. Under the figure of Israel, the abandoned female, later writers in the Old Testament, appreciate the players, twin, of the later testament, pass it to the astronomical, the Israel, the abandoned female. What? Oh, bro, now that was crazy work. Later writers in the Old Testament denounced the pre-monogamous great mother as the harlot of promiscuous sexual intercourse. Jeremiah rejoices fiercely because she that has borne 7 languages and is ashamed and confounded and hath given up the ghost. That's Jeremiah chapter 9. When the one God has been lifted up as Ra in the solar mythos and Hui, the eternal in the eschatology by both the Egyptians and the Jews, or by the Egyptian Jews, the previous divinities called the ancestors of Ra were superseded, or their powers were absorbed or blended with the one great power who is now the all one as Neb et Damn, man, hell no. Bro, man, this shit like watching a soap opera. No, for real though. Why do I say that? This shit like watching reading the soap opera to him because, motherfucker, I've been telling y'all for the longest. The solar codes, with this emphasis on a child and son of the father rather than the mother, caused a major upheaval in the history of humanity. And it's letting you know right here, when the one God has been lifted up as Ra in the solar mythos, the Hui, the eternal in the eschatology by both the Egyptians and the Jews, or by the Egyptian Jews, the previous divinities called the ancestors of Ra were superseded, or their powers were absorbed into the blended into the one great power. That would be your one all entity God that you got today, that originated from the religion of a 7 star system of Great Mother. And that's why it tells you, it says Neberter. Bro, now I know how you get on bro now. That's why I rock with you because you know how to you pronounce stuff. You pronounce these things to a T. Oh, bro, you don't mix any syllables on bro, and that's how you do this. You be you can pronounce the. I have a little speech impediment on bro. I know because I used to do music, and the recorded engineer used to stop, be like, "Bruh, you said this wrong." I'm like, "No, I did it. Yeah, that's the only way I can say this shit." On bro, like I got a little impediment on me, twin. Don't you know how this shit go? You use, anyways. It don't matter because now y'all gonna be listening for it. Like you do be saying words a little off, on bro. Anyways, the 7 star system, it says right here, the first cult, number 1, 7 stars, great mother, put it together. By number 4, you're in a solar cult, where it's the son of the father. And it tells you right here, at first, religion in Egypt began to worship the propitiation of the primal providence that was figured as the great mother who brought forth the 7 elemental powers called her children. Then it says, when the one God has been lifted up as Ra in the solar mythos and Hui, the eternal in the eschatology by both the Egyptians and the Jews, or by the Egyptian Jews, the previous divinities called the ancestors of Ra were superseded, or their powers were absorbed or blended with the one great power. Now think about it. What is Ra? Ra is a sun god. What is the solar code? The sun. It's the sun energy, the solar energy. It's a masculine principle. That's why all the gods become masculine principles. Come on, y'all. Where do you think the Bible came from? It's the eschatology of an older eschatology. Come on, bro. It's an older eschatology, twin, of an older thing that's also metaphysical. Because you think Ra is a metaphysical principle. It's all metaphysics, but it represents astronomical. Metaphysics is the metaphor of the physical, which is just the origination of the energy. You trying to explain the algebraic expression of the energy if you want to put it on a mathematical term. What does A equal? What does B equal? These are characters. It represents energy. The mystery is the problem. You trying to figure it out. There's math problems they can't figure out. There's music that can't. That's the nature of our universe. We just cracking the code by assigning characters, energy, star systems, woo, us, because we all just this energy. This is your understanding of this realm. That's what the knowledge is. That's why you know thyself, because you are the universe. But anyways, when the children of Israel did that which was evil in the sights of the Lord, and served the Baalim and Astoreth, they were returning to the worship of the most ancient great mother and her sons, the Ali, the companions, the brothers in the first circles of the God. Damn, they spazzing right now. He's spazzing. When the children of Israel did what was evil in the sights of the Lord, Ahu, and served the Baalim and Astoreth. Who is Astoreth? She's the moon goddess, right? And then this is why Israel's so connected to this aspect. It's the triangle up, these triangle ups, triangle down. If I start taking that distortive, those are lunar perspectives. The lunar perspective represents the divine feminine aspect as well. You still at this time did not know about the intervention yet. So the moon goddesses represent older thought forms of process of how you process time and energy. This is why if you go to the Kenneth Grant book and actually read chapter 3, it does say that the older cults were considered evil because of their false timekeeping. Bro, now, wow, huh? But that makes sense. Is because the sun has its own timekeeping. The older cults have its own timekeeping. And everything's about transformation. You transform it into a new cult. So the old cults get demonized. The old cults tell time by what? The stars. The old cults tell time by what? The moon. The new cult tells time by what? 365 days. The days are ran by what? The sun. That is the solar principle. Is that evil? No, it represents a transformation of your time. Good things change. It never stays the same. It must change. It has to, or it's over. Transformation. Bro, now that shit applies to everything. So things change over time. Goddesses became gods. Woo, daughters became the sons. But what you think about to happen now? This shit must change too, ain't it? What you think happening? This nigga don't get to stay forever. Yeah, what's good, bro? I'm here for it. That's goofy as hell. Everything else has changed over time. You watching it, you was just born at a time where the change is like happening right in your damn face. Bro, dude. You feel me? because that's the trap. It blocks you from your next spell. They use fast right there. There you go. They show don't because they know that their timekeeping is the whole aspect. The gnosis is time. Time is space. Your whole existence and presence is space and time. If I get your time, I get your everything. That's why I'm going to tell you your time started 6,000 years ago when we wrote a book. And we know your history and goddesses was 52,000 years ago. Typhon said in all these different categorized systems. Because your system was based on the stars. Your first great mothers were all star systems. But we're going to tell you everything started right here 6,000 years. So you think nothing before that because they're locking you out of your mind because these gods are thought forms. Your thoughts are space, so that's time as well. You can't think past this shit. So you can't get into this energy, your ancestral energy that precedes this, where they got their shit from, which is the more primal aspect of this shit. That's why every time the sun go down, you look where? Into the night sky, and you see what? The stars, the light. Kimmy got bars. I was in your live yesterday. The darkness without the light, the whoop-de-whoop, the aspect of duality principles. It's all duality, just like us, man and woman, day and night, dark and light. Come on, man. This is the school of enlightenment and darkness where you are the teacher and the student. My yacht would be a great origination or an explanation of the representation, make everything rhyme, of the nation. Oh, bro, that's what the preaching of the nation. Oh, bro, now, of the motherfucking scales, duality, day and night, left and right, good and evil, gods and devils. Oh, bro, now, you know what I'm saying to him. But if it's gods and why do you think it's called gods and devils? Why isn't it God and goddesses? Because who would be the devil? Hey, this shit too easy. Up and down, left and right. On bro, hot and cold. Gods and devils. Wait a minute. Where's the goddess at? Where's the goddess at? This represented a transfer of earth of the celestial symbolism of the heavens of the surface of Nuit, the goddess of infinite space. Nuit was a primordial deity. What's good what you found? And was typified celestially by a constellation of stars known as Ursa Majors. The seven stars of this complex symbolized Night or Typhon and a brood of stars to which at a later time was added the stars of her first male child, Set or Sothis. It was he who manifested in the south the light of the mother, who ruled in the north and was the first giver of light and darkness and her keeper of time, the savior mother Typhon and her son Set. Her name in Egyptian was Kept or Kept, from which the word devil derives. The goddess is what? If you hot and cold, left and right, God, devil. The devil is the goddess. Good. The primal aspect of it. Oh, bro, now that's the word. That's where the devil derives. Oh, baby's on bro, one brother. I say, twin. I didn't say this. They did. I didn't do this. They did. We just reporters. Don't get mad at us. We just report information. Each. Don't get mad at me. On bro, now I just work at Popeyes. Don't get mad at me because we out of chicken sandwiches. I don't order these motherfuckers. So, bro, now, twin, you trying to snap on me because I'm at the motherfucking window because we out of these motherfucking chicken sandwiches? Oh, bro. Like, hold on, wait, what? Oh, bro, took these niggas to Popeyes. Oh, bro, the whole vibration changed in the class. Just what's that movie with Jamie Foxx? Oh, bro, who clone type, bro? No, I'm just saying, twin. The origination of the devil is your great fucking mother. That's who you demonizing. That's why you just can't get over that hump, can you? Because the devil is a lie. Like literally. Like what the OGs used to say. The devil is a lie. Show the fuck is. It's the great mother. That us the God. Religion in Egypt first began in worship or propitiation of the primal providence that was figured as the Great Mother. Let's crack a code. Moses leaves Egypt, and who is in all the books and movies of Egypt? When Moses leaves Egypt, who's the bad guy? The pharaohs. Why he make all the firstborns of the motherfucking Egyptians die? Because the firstborns, the sons of the mother, are the first coat that ever existed. The son belonged to the mother before the father. Moses leaves Egypt in a characteristic story that's not real. And all of a sudden, the religion in Egypt first began to worship for the propitiation of the primal providence that was figured as the great mother. That's why he took what was closest to the mother, the son, and he still took it in the next code, causing trauma with your mother energy, which creates the ideology of you not tapping into your divine feminine. On bro now. Man, that shit crazy. Can you trade something for us in ancient Egypt? Can you trade something for us in ancient Egypt? I'm like, what you mean, twin? When I sent you the 360 packs, this is in my yacht 23. Bro, now. Yo, yo, this shit crazy. Yes, because when we lost the feminine aspects, we created that. And then can you read something? Tell me what page you want me to read, twin? I'm gonna see. But look though, this is deeper than this. This means that this is a mental attack. This is a mental attack. Bro. This is a mental. This is a mental attack on the mind. On bro now. This is a mental attack on the mind. On babies, on bro them, on the brothers. They say twin. Why do I say that? Because, like I said, the entities are thought forms. On bro now. The entities are thought forms. Um, so if you can't think past these certain perspectives and you only tapped into a specific aspect, you can't go past that shit. And you're feeding it energy. It literally says right here, often these fledgling thought forms were slowly transformed into the gods and the goddesses that we know today by the general acceptance of the attributes given to events. As more people adopted those understandings of the events as actions of things greater than themselves, the thought forms gained momentum and energy from the people that understood them. Over time, a single thought had transformed from one person's way of understanding the world to what we are now considered some of the most powerfulest gods, goddesses, demons, and spirits. On babies, on bro them, on the brethren. Look at that shit right there. And it says right here, the gods are what? Psychic projections. It goes so deep as to say there could have been no father or God image in heaven, for the gods are but psychic projection, because there was no knowledge of the fathers on earth. Because the energy is created where first? On earth first. Good. Bro, no, you create your gods through your psychic projections, your thoughts. The etymology of psychic is the mental of the mind. These gods are psychic developments within the aspect of our existence. Let me go a little bit deeper with this shit. Hold on, twin. Let me go a little bit deeper with this shit. In my last 360 pack number 12, what did I say? The sun represents what? The developmental psyche in the mythos, the male's developmental psyche in the mythos of our existence. I said this before I read this. The male's developmental psychological aspect of how they perceive this realm, because we found out what, that the man had something to do with what, procreation. The lunar solar stratum was achieved when it became known that the intervention of the male was necessary to procreation. That's when we started figuring this shit out, man. This is, and then the psychological we developed, we started saying rah, this is this is that. Come on, bro. All right, let's see what page you're talking about, twin. Let me see what you're saying. Let me see if I can find this shit real quick. Hold on, shit. Hold on, bro. No. What you say? 717 at the bottom. Damn, this was supposed to be a, oh yeah, this is an open study. We on YouTube. YouTube page. Get all these pages for me. Um, the bottom of the page, last paragraph, 717. The entire god was the mystical title of Amen Ra as the child and husband of the mother. According to the Gnosis, there was a triune between distinct from the male trinity consisting of the mother, child, and adult male in one person. The figurehead of this triad might be either the mother, the father, or the child, according to the code. And whereas the knowers worshiped the entire God who was three in one sect would exalt the mother on the other hand. The Jews became monotheists by eliminating both the mother and the son from the Godhead and setting up the Father by himself alone as the entire God. The Kamite Nebuchadnezzar. Oh yeah, you went crazy. I see what you were saying there. You went crazy. Irenaeus cachinnates in a ghastly fashion of the Gnostics who assign but one consort to both the Father and Son. And remember, y'all, what's behind me right now? It says the Father and the Son. What's it say behind me right here? The solar code with this emphasis on the child is son of the Father rather than the mother. It's right behind me as we speak. This is Kenneth Grant, Codes of the Shadows, being cross-referenced once again with your. I mean, everybody know this knowledge. They really do. They just hide it from y'all. Bro, now, you know how they be like, you can't handle the truth. Well, bitch, let me see. Let me see if I can handle it. Let me take it first. Bro, now. Good, good, good. You can handle it better than the next. Irenaeus cachinnates in the ghastly fashion as the Gnostics who assign but one consort to both the Father and Son, but in the same with the Spirit Father and the Lamb Son in connection with the bride in Revelation, as in Egypt, as it still remains in Rome. Fortunately, the mystical bride had two characters not to be easily taken away by the Bishop of Lions. She was the virgin of one and the gestator as other. As virgin, she was the bride of Horus, the Lamb of God. As gestator, she was the consort of the lion-faced man or man-faced lion, who was Atum as God the Father. According to the Kabbalists, these two were the macrosm and microsm. The two figures are said to comprehend three persons, namely the Father, the Son, and the Mother, who was the bride of both. The lesser man or microsm was a figure of both X, the feminine half being conjoined to this back as the hinder female part. This is equivalent to the Horus of both X's and to Jesus as Saint Sophia. This was he whom the Gnostics called Pan and Totem, this all one who became the manifester as the ever coming Son. The all oneness of the Son is described in the ritual and overclaimed by Atum the Father when it is said that Horus is the Father, Horus is the Mother, Horus is the brother, Horus is the kinsman, Horus is seated upon the throne. So you just got a whole bunch of aspects of the deeper spirituality, y'all. And what you find it is, like we say over and over again, the masculine principle is a later development. You know, everything starts with a divine feminine aspect. But we live in a cult where the son is of the father. But you got to see that that originated from earlier cults. And remember that the development of these cults span over thousands of years. So when we take this knowledge, we be thinking from what you've been learning since your ass was in the first grade to now. Like this can't be. We talking your ass going to the first grade for 60,000 years. That gnosis is gonna develop over time. That's why I said it's all about the development of the psyche. You're gonna learn new things. You're gonna be constantly transforming. They're gonna be constantly applying older principles to newer principles, and that's why you got the science you got today. Think about it. All these sciences are just borrowed sciences from older ones, thrown in with mystical figures, patriarchal figures. Bro, no. That's why people be still connected to it because be having the shit hiding underneath it. But it's just a flip of the aspects. They replace the father, the mother with the father. That's why they place it on the son because the son is synonymous with what? The human sperm that does what? Fertilize the earth with its life. That's why it's responsible for 99% biological. If you think about the man's regenerative aspects of him, when he whoop woos with the woman, there is a creation of life. You just flipped it. That's why the son now belongs to the father rather than the mother. Because in the fourth, that's the fourth coat. In the first coat, it was what? The son of the mother. You've gotten a sweet, hey, you got a sway of the Maya. You got a sway of your scales. The scales were swayed. At one point, the son was just the son of the mother. Then at another point, it was fully the son of the father. So what you think about to happen next? Bro, now, stay tuned. Bro, now, man, the times of whatever the fuck happened next. Stay in tune, twin. You know what? That makes me think of something. Let me look up something real quick. Let's see if I can find something real quick. Is it gonna let me find this? How many? Oh, 140. Yeah, we're not finding that today, twin. No, we're not finding that. Not the 140. Hold on, y'all. Damn, it's 36 of y'all up in this bitch still on, bro. Then y'all deep up in there, bitch. Oh, I'm looking for something else. And there's some side shit. We're not gonna find it right now. Hold on, y'all. The seven, all right. So the 70 were rulers, angels, princes, watchers, timekeepers were called in heaven. 10 divisions which preceded the 12 and the 72. This is the heavens of the rituals. What I'm trying to find is the connection to the 72. Because what I realize in the mythos of occultism, I see a lot of 72s. The 12 in the Gospels were followed by the 70 in the 72, which represent the two different divisions of the planisphere into the ancient 70 and later 72 parts that were assigned to those whose names were written in heaven and have been read, who've been read there for ages and ages of time by the astronomers and the men who knew. So ancient was the matter as mythical representation of the Egyptian wisdom that the reapers of the harvest and the men who had 12 followers. Is the 72 just the aspect of the 3 day mythos? Bro, now I'm just trying to figure this shit out. What is the connection with the 72? 72 demons of Goetia, 72 angels of Enoch, 72. I'm just saying, man. In the bank trail of acquired by Seth, the number represented in the banquet hall is 72. These were officers who had been appointed by Osiris. The number shows they represent the 72 duodecans as rulers in the planisphere. There you go. There you go. What the fuck is the planisphere? But the 12 have been chosen to sit at supper who were doomed victim in the Gospels instead of the 72 who were appointed by the Lord, who are dimly apparent in their astronomical guise as the 72 who are present in the scene where Jesus triumphs over Satan as he falls like lightning from the place in heaven. I'm telling you, bro, all this shit y'all be doing, the 72 demons of Goetia, and I'll be like, bro, that shit come from older sciences. Read and then look. If you create an entity, all I gotta do is get you to believe in it and you give it power. That's it. So if I say, hey y'all, these are 72 demons of Goetia and they have this type of power, and you start reading the books and getting all into it, guess what? As more people adopted the understanding of the events of actions of things greater than themselves, you like, oh, the 72 demons, they're so great and powerful. The thought forms gained momentum and energy from the people that understood them. Over time, a single thought had transformed from one person's way of understanding the world to what we are now considered some of the most powerful gods, goddesses, demons, and spirits. So, bro, now from our power, we power that shit up with our belief in the power of it. As soon as my change their mind, they change containers, my movies on bro now. 72 constellation, exactly. And if you think about it, let's get deeper with this. The constellations, you know damn well, your ass walk around and say, well, I'm an Aries, so I do this. Well, I'm a Capricorn, so I feel like this. Well, I'm a Libra, so I balance on bro now. So that would mean that the stars are ruling your behavior. They say that 72 represent the rulers. So when you tapping into these 72 of this and the 72 of this, you really tapping into like the cosmic forces of energy. Just your perception of the cosmic forces of energy have to be characterized into a personification. And that's where the 72 demons of Goetia, the Nazis had the 72 languages of real. The England had the 72 Enochian magics, the alphabets of the Enochian magic. They fucking with the rulership. And then whoever fucks with that be running the damn world. Nazis almost took over all of Europe. England invaded every fucking country but 17. That's in 360 pack number 10. Powers that be. Once they tapped into the Enochian magic and created the 72 alphabet by John Dee and Edward Kelly. Um, 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 shit. The only successful slave revolution is the voodoo ritual after Dudley Bookman and Annie Fadiman. The only successful slave revolution you've ever seen. So the spiritual shit is the world changing shit. That's in 360 pack number 10. The powers that be. You better pay attention. Oh yeah, the voodoo rituals, the Haitian. This is why I don't disrespect Haitians on bro now. Because motherfucker, half of America, your ass walking around because of the Haitians. Because after they whooped that ass, they sold Haiti. Haiti, they French sold Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of America. The middle chunk of America is Haitian revolutionary inspired. They did not French did not sell that shit into America until after they lost Haiti. Like, fuck it, we don't want none of this shit. This shit cursed. Look how these niggas fight. They was, it got ugly over there. It got real stank nasty. If you read it, not, it got real nasty. And that's why I be saying some of y'all be like, we want a revolution. I'm like, no, you don't. We've evolved too much. You don't want a revolution like that, twin. You ain't ready to do what it take. Bro, like I'm telling you, you gonna have to give up. You would have to sacrifice your humanity. And that's a fact. You gonna have to give up your humanity for this shit. Bro now. And is life worth living at that point? I don't know. I'm just saying. Because the shit, if go read the Haitian Revolution to see what they was doing. Bro now. Babies included. Because, yeah. Babies on bro now. Yeah. Exactly. Babies. On bro now. Exactly. The babies. That's all I gotta say. On babies, on bro them, on brothers. Good. On babies. Look, they say to him, on bro now. On babies, on bro them, on the brothers. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. I'm not going that far. I'm sorry. It's a little too far for me, twin. But on babies, on bro, on brothers. On bro, I ain't going that far. I ain't going with you, twin. That's a little too far for me. Like, what? The babies? Like, nah, bro. I'm good on that. Oh, bro, I'm good on that. Oh, bro, I'm good. That's a little too far for me, too. I don't know. I'm just saying, twin. That's just me, though. I'm a baby person, though. Oh, bro, boozy, boozy, boozy. Oh, bro. Oh, bro. I believe in new ways. That's good. That's transformation. But before we believe in the new ways, we must understand the old ways to make sure, it's all about conception, old and new, the future and the past, all the different perspectives. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, bro, God controls the container. That's how we got tricked for the first time, babies. I don't know what that means, twin. All right, but anyways, I'm not talking about. I'm just throwing shit out there, y'all. And really, I was saying that so one of y'all could be like, "What's a 360 pack? I want one now." Bro, none of y'all said that shit, so I failed. Bro, what I was saying that for was 360 pack number 10 has all the information, the books, and the research. I thought one of y'all was gonna say, "Damn, what's a 360 pack? I would like one of those." The shit ain't work. Bro, the shit ain't work at all. Bro, let me scribble that one out. That shit ain't work. Is there narcissism in the new earth? Silence. Bro, you that cool, bro. I don't even know what the fuck that means. With silence. So, bro, look. Oh, bro, what's a pack of 360 on babies? This is the heaven of the ritual attained by spirits perfected upon the Mount of Glory, the paradise of peace upon the summit of Mount Hotep as the Atlantean pole consisting of 10 divine domains, which answer is the eschatology to the 10 islands or celestial realms of the astronomy. Thus, it is apparent that a great judgment of Mayat upon the mount, as represented in the ritual, was uttered in or at the end of the heavens in 10 divisions, and this had previously taken place when the seven rulers were overthrown and the heaven in seven divisions passed away. This was about some time. The day of judgment was periodic, like the deluge. It was the ending of a time. That's what I'm saying, twin. It's judgment day. Everyone is gonna be judged. Judge me then. Each I'll check my clock. Nigga, it's a time shift. Nigga. Bro, them, it's a time shift. It's time for a new age. You keep saying it's a new age. Bro, them. Judgment Day is a time shift. Good. You know how I know this, twin? Because the fucking judging is a scale. A scale is a measurement. Time is measured. It's all metaphysical. It's energy. Let me say that shit one more time. The scales is judgment is the scales. The scales are a sign of measurement. How would I know that? Because we only use the sign of my yacht, a sign of measurement. You measure time. So the day or the day of judgment was periodic, like the deluge. It was the ending of a time or an age of eons, sometimes called the ending of the world. And this lets you know how divine the woman is because the woman has a monthly cycle. That what makes her super divine. She has a monthly cycle. So that's some aspect of a timekeeping aspect, which will make her like the original deity system on a human aspect. I'm just saying, because niggas don't do shit every month. On bro, she do one thing every month, which is a timekeeping. That's a measurement. Bro, now. You feel me? Bro, that's some real shit, man. Now, the day or day of the ending was also announced by a great earthquake with the 10th part of the city. And this is that other shit. Earthquakes. You know the world did it. The good earthquakes. The earthquakes. I'm like, the earth been twerking for a long time. The earth been shaking that ass for a long time. On bro now. Ain't been shit but earthquakes every day. Good. On bro now. I'm tired of this shit. Every time something happens, we try to ratchet to the Bible said it right here. Stop doing that shit. Y'all been doing this shit since Y2K. This shit getting old, twin. Every day, every time it's something new, you can say it right here, Jeremiah. Wiz, you still keep saying this shit. Don't bro now. The shit still ain't happened though. Come on, guys. We're gonna pass away. It's shit. You gonna pass away. That shit ain't gonna never come. You just say it till it pass away. Like the ones that came before you, repeating the same program, the same system, the same dream over and over again. It's a dream state. It's damn near hell on earth. Hell of delusion. The day or a day of judgment was periodic, like the deluge. It was the ending of a time, an age, or eon, sometimes called the ending of the world by those who were ignorant of the sign language. Oh, bro, now, you're ignorant to the sign language of the signs and the symbols. Mm, 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 mm. Damn, bro, now. And it's crazy because what it's like to do up in the hood, throw up them dang signs. Oh, bro, now. That's why these niggas attached to this knowledge to it. Oh, bro, now. I'm just playing, y'all. It was but an ending of the world according to the astronomical mythology, when the time had come to the dead of to be judged and for that to destroy the earth to be exterminated like the Cebu in the ritual. The ending was also announced by a great earthquake when the 10th part of the city fell. There was a judgment annually in the solar mythos. Happy New Year! This is still celebrated yearly by the Jews, the same assizes that were held each year periodically in the Egyptian Great Hall of Dual Justice. But the drama appears so tremendous in the book of Revelations because the period ending is on the scale of a great year. It is not the ending of the world, but of a great year of the world. It is the day of doom, the time of the dead to be judged upon the hugest scale. The last day of judgment is known to all the genuine books of wisdom, commonly called apocryphal, but the nature and mode of judgment were only made known to the initiated in the mysteries. The great judgment of all, like the great deluge of all, was held at the end of the great year of all in the cycle of procession. At the termination of this vast period, it was the judgment day. Then followed the conflagration by fire or by catastrophe by water, or the subsidence of the mountains, islands, gnomes, provinces, and other types of the heptapotamus, or the overwhelming deluge of the pole. The revelation of John and of Enoch both preserve a fragmentary version of the drama ascribed to Tat-An as the mysteries of Amenta, such as the mysteries of the Great Mother who sat on the celestial waters, the mysteries of the dragon. Heard that before, with 7 heads and 10 horns, upon which the woman rode. The mystery of the 7 stars. I said this shit last year. I said that the 7 stars in Revelations was the 7 stars right above our sign. The mysteries of the firstborn from the dead who rose again as the faithful and true witness on behalf of God the Father. In the first place, the subject of revelation was not derived from the canonical gospels. The fundamental matter existed ages and ages earlier. In the first place, the subject of revelation was not derived from the gospels. Y'all arguing over shit that you don't. You're in a you're being mind fucked, and that's what you deserve to be. We in a world of trickster gods. It's all a trick. It's an illusion. The energy, the world we live in, is an illusion. They just trying. You gotta prove to this motherfucker that you really trying to do this shit, twin. Bro, then they trying to prove something to us. Like, are you gonna fall for this shit? They throw this shit right in front of you and see if you gonna bite this shit and take the. You gotta really crack the code. Bro, now. And if you get tricked, you deserve it because you are more than capable. Bro, now you deserve to be tricked, or you can't handle it. You just can't handle it. You want to be tricked. Remember in the Matrix, bro said, "Take me back to the Matrix. I want to eat steak. I want a wife. She better be this and that. I don't want to know none of this shit." And some of us in here, bro, we don't want to know this shit. You be, oh, good. Fuck that. Just let me believe in the lie and hope. And that should be easy. So that's the easy way. You get to die, believe in heaven and Jesus. And in a sense, since these entities have power now and they exist, who knows? So, bro, now maybe you do go to a heaven and in your mind, you get to sing for fucking eternity and praise a deity singing and shit. Bro, now that's a job. Good. Bro, now that's a job. Praising the glory of the next. Bro, they said that when you die, they gonna take all the niggas that was chosen, and for a fucking eternity, you're dressed in white singing about how great God is. And it says right here, as more people adopted those understanding of the offensive actions of things greater than themselves, the thought forms gained momentum and energy from the people that understood them. Over time, a single thought had transformed from one person's way of understanding the world to what we are now considered one of the most powerful as gods, goddesses, demons, and spirits. Many gods and goddesses came into being through thought forms. So if a motherfucker just in heaven pleasant and pleasing you all day, they're feeding you their energy. And the Synchronicity Key by David Wilcock, it definitely states right here, twin. No, this shit crazy. And the Synchronicity Key by David Wilcock, it definitely says when you focus your thoughts on a person or an idea or whatever, you are transferring, you have created a photon tunnel of light. Energy can be now siphoned from aspect to aspect. Each father god, there were no father gods and image for the gods, but what? Psychic projections. Once again, repetition is the father of learning. Psychic is from the mind. Psychic, the etymology of psychic is the mind. The thoughts come from what? The aspect of what? The mind. The universe is mental. Your deities are created mental entities with now the energy behind them because we've given them what? The momentum. So once you become momentumous with your, once you say, so if motherfuckers walking around a cube all day and being like, this is the most divine aspect of our existence, then how powerful is Allah? Powerful than a motherfucker. You best believe it. To the point of, oh, it's up for this shit. How powerful is Yahweh? Powerful than a motherfucker. Because niggas get on it and pray to that shit every day. You got niggas dressed up like Power Rangers singing on power on motherfucking megaphones looking like Power Rangers and shit. Oh, bro, now you got just right now. This is how powerful this thought form is. It says that the original thought form of the God, if the person picks it up and like takes the actions, then you are now associated with that thought form. Is it? Don't you find it funny that a black Israelite will fly their ass to Israel and start living off the land, like put down they farming and shit, because you are reintegrating that energy of that thought form, what them niggas used to do that wrote the shit, farm with no things, and they took women as they whatchamacallit. And these men treat their women like what? Like property. Because that was the aspect, because these are warfare aspects. How did this shit spread? Through warfare. If I take your village over, guess what else belongs to me? The woman. This is the introduction of the patriarchal aspect of warfare as well. That's why the instructions of warfare are in the first Old Testament. Good. If you go to a village, do this, this, and this. All the women are yours. All the property yours. Da 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 da. Come on, bro. How you think this shit spread? Through cookies? On bro now. You think they bake some cookies? On bro now. You wanna believe in the Israelites? I bake some chocolate chip cookies. Come on, bro. They ain't bake no cookies to spread this shit. Because they baked your ass. On bro now, you get an oven. Oh babies. That's real talk. That's real talk. I mean, we're talking millions and millions of deaths. That's why y'all scared of this, because that's why we scared of this science. Bro, now, some of us are just crazy. If you crazy like me, then you're not even aware of the danger. You just, what? You don't even know. Bro, now, but everybody else scared of this shit. Why are they scared? Because you got fucked up to forget this shit. You got fucked up to get this. It's in the collective consciousness. Motherfuckers was burned on stakes. Let's go deeper with this. Why you think women shy away from knowledge and shit? Let's talk about the collective consciousness real quick. Let's bring in a story, because every story is connected. Let's talk about Hypatia. Bro now. Hypatia, death in biography. Who is Hypatia? Now I'm probably saying her name wrong, but who gives a fuck? Hypatia was a mathematician, an astronomer, and a philosopher. You will never hear about her, who lived in a turbulent era in Alexandria's history. She is the earliest female mathematician of whose life and work reasonably detailed knowledge exists. Okay, and it says right here, Hypatia was the daughter of Theon of Alexandria, himself a mathematician and astronomer and the last attested member of the Alexandria Museum. Theon is best remembered for his part and played in the preservation of Eleusis elements, but he also wrote extensively commenting on Ptolemy's blah 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 blah. Hypatia continued his program, which was essentially a determined effort to preserve the Greek mathematical and astronomical heritage in extremely difficult times. She is credited with commentaries on Apollonius, conics, geometry, number theory, as well as astronomical table, possibly a revised version of Book 3 of her father, blah, blah, blah. These works, the only ones she is listed as having written, have been lost. They lost the books, of course, although there have been attempts to reconstruct aspects of them. In producing her commentaries on Apollonius and Hippopotamus, she was pushing the program initiated by her father into more recent and different areas. She was in her time the world's leading mathematician and astronomer, the only woman for whom such claim can be made. She was also a popular teacher and lecturer on philosophical topics of a less specialist nature, attracting many loyal students and large audiences. Oh yeah, and she was a bad bro. They said she was fire. Like niggas fell in love with her, bro. Like she had to do weird shit, and they respected her because she ain't never home, bro. She never crossed that line with these niggas. Her philosophy was Neoplatonism and was thus seen as pagan at a time of bitter religious conflict between Christians, both Orthodox and heretical, Jews and pagans. Her Neoplatonism was concerned with the approach to the one, an underlying reality partially accessible via the human power of abstraction from the Platonic forms. Here we go with that one, all one, all seeing eye. Everything's connected to the one, the most high, all the shit. Her philosophy also led her to embrace a life of dedicated virginity. Yeah, ain't nobody hit on bro. No. Yeah, nobody even got that to him. An early manifestation of the religious divide of the times was the raising of the Serapis, the temple of the Greco-Egyptian goddess practiced by Telephus. And y'all know about we already know about SERAPIS and Jesus being made in his name. This is the origination of how Christianity got its face and all of that shit. We going past that right now. Alexandria's bishop until his death in 412. This event was perhaps the final end of the great library of Alexandria. The Alexandria library was burnt. They lost all the knowledge. Dark Age. Since the Serapeum may have contained some of the library books, Theolypus, however, was friendly with Cynepus, an ardent admirer of the people of High, so she was not herself affected by this development, but was permitted to pursue her intellectual endeavors unimpeded. With the death of Cynesum and Theolypus and the accession to Cyril to the bishop of Alexandria, however, this climate of tolerance lapsed, and shortly afterward, Hypatia became the victim of a particularly brutal murder at the hands of the gang of Christian zealots. It remains a matter of vigorous debate how much the guilt of this atrocity is Cyril's, but the affair made Hypatia a powerful feminist symbol and a figure of affirmation. She was murdered for her being smart. And guess how she was murdered? It wasn't pretty. They their arms out her sockets and skinned her with seashells and then burned her body. And that was by the Christians. That's why I'm saying some of y'all scared for good reason. Bro, you have very good reason. That's why you fear God. Good. You don't fear God because it's just this all powerful entity. You fear God because that believed in that shit fucked you up. Bro, now, I mean, they tortured you. Bro, and she was an older woman when they did this. If they was murdering, or if they was unaliving old as women, then shit. What they gonna do to your strong ass? Come on, twin. Bro, now, what they gonna do to your strong ass, twin? Come on, big bro. On babies on brother, mother, brothers. What you think they about to do to your ass? Hmm? And this was a strong. They said after she passed away, the Alexandria Library gone, and that library burning. That's why I don't like the Kindle. Why the fuck y'all calling a book library program Kindle? Kindle is the Kindle of flame. All y'all did was burn books and make us forget every fucking thing. That's why they had to hide the fucking books. Good. Come on, bro. Who y'all think y'all fooling, G? Yeah, Shorty. They did that to a woman. That's why y'all scared to do that. That's why women be like, oh, the Father God, he's so all powerful. I love him. So yeah, you better. Because he'll get on your ass. Bro, they'll tear your ass up. Bro, make you forget. I will make you forget who you is. Through the aspect of what? Fear, domination, power. All the shit y'all respect today. All the shit you respect. Your attractions, your mere attractions to the shit is the shit that took your power from you. We are victims of fucking, we're Stockholm Syndrome victims. We respect all the shit that fucked us up. Bro, then we love that shit. We want everything strong, big, and strong. And that's the same shit that bro, then sit your ass down. Bro, then you, what? What? And now you looking for that shit. I want somebody big. Where you think you got that from? Because the big and strong took your shit out, twin. Invaded your shit. You had no choice but to get down with that. The small, the smart, the ones that was in tune with nature and all that. Come on, bro. Boy, you better get your shit together, twin. We are Stockholm Syndrome victims. I'm talking about humanity in general. Bro, them HYPTAHY shit something. Bro, them HYP ATIA, some shit like that, Hypatia. Anybody want to, all right, let's talk about some support for the class right now. Anybody want to support this research? I'm just reading open shit to y'all. Pledge, support, get your 360 packs, get your books, get your name reads, get your research. 360 The Alchemist on Cash App. Leave your email in the Cash App notes. Yeah. Bro, Neil, y'all gonna make me do hey, need some knowledge? My name is 360. Bro, Neil, looking at, boy. Y'all gonna make me do a commercial in this bitch. Hi, looking for knowledge, looking for books. Maybe you need a book like this on bro now. Or maybe you need things like this. My name is 360. And then one, nah, that shit ain't for me. Like I said, twin, if y'all really want access to this shit, 360 Alchemist on Babies on Brother on the Brothers, they say, twin, go ahead and get your books, leave your email and your full name in the Cash App notes. Go ahead and get these docs, go ahead and get these books. You feel what I'm saying? Shit, go ahead and tap in, twin. On bro now. If you want to talk to 360, make sure you get your 360 packs, all 12 of them. 360 pack 1 through 12. On what that shit say right there on Babies on Brother on the Brothers. Anybody who get all 12 360 packs, you do get a name read within 24 hours. Everybody who got name reads yesterday, I appreciate you. Check your emails, read your voice recordings, get your name reads. You know how this shit go. Hey, say twin. Bro, hey, say twin. Your shit real. Now, let me explain something to y'all. It's a lot of vampirism on bro them. So be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a lot of vampirism. Um, appreciate you, G. On bro them. Yours meant a lot to me, bro. It's a lot of vampirism. So we gotta be careful. Be careful what you give your energy to. That's all I'm gonna say. Be careful what you give your energy to, and be careful who you around. You know what's crazy? One of the things that always struck me in my life was I love that Zimbardo. Remember Zimbardo? Crazy ass Zimbardo when he made the fake jail and turned them crazy people out. You could be as normal as you wanted to. We would go into a jail, but if they gave them a position of power, the position of power abused the ones that was powerless. And it proved the aspect of the cycle our system is set up on somebody to be fucked up. Whoever is power is abusing the powerless. The ones in knowledge fuck up the ones that's ignorant. That's how this game go. That's why they're keeping us ignorant because the knowledge is the power. If we don't have knowledge of thyself, then we don't even know we getting fucked up. Bro, you don't even know you under a psychic attack every day. Every commercial you watch, there's some type of psychological aspect if it's being progenited from the system, trying to keep you locked into a certain mode of your existence. Bro, now the bystander effect, the bystander effect also shows how sociopathic behaviors can occur in otherwise ordinary people when they are in a group. Kitty Genovese was to death by is in her on March 13th, 1964, and initial estimates were that even though she screamed and pleaded for help for at least half an hour, 38 witnesses were aware of and failed to intervene or call the police until the attacker fled the scene and Genovese was dead. A subsequent American psychologist investigation suggested that some of the details were exaggerated by the media. At least one bystander did call the police, and some people could hear her scream but could not see where it was happening. Nonetheless, the underlying port was well established. Many deaths occurred that are entirely preventable if groups and people would intervene sooner. John Darley and Bill Lang created the first laboratory experiment to study the phenomenon in 1968 and strongly confirmed it. In one of Darley and Turner's experiments from 1969, only 40% of people in the crowd offered to help a woman who had apparently fallen and was crying out in distress. So when you get around groups of people and shit, the process of your mind change because we in a collective consciousness. That's why y'all be like, how can all these people participate in something that's so fucked up because it's a group thinking, mass thinking. We can get all of this momentum. We can get all your consciousnesses working in the same way. What's up, twin? My bad. Kimmy got bars. What's good with you, twin? Yep. Because on a deeper level, it's like our thoughts. I mean, everything that we got around us, you had to think about it first. And then it existed in the physical. This gets so deep. And I like that you're talking about that entity and deity. And if y'all don't know what you're talking about right now, this whole lecture we've been talking about entities as thought forms. And then we give these entities momentum when we do what? We praise them all day. We do with them all day. We do whatever we can. We are giving our thought form and our energy is creating like an energy flow. So rocking with that. And then look. Mhm. And that's why it's important. You know what I'm saying? When you get into this deeper science, I think one of the deepest things, that it talks about, what I'm saying, when we really get into it, is to know thyself. Bro, now we have to tap into the deeper aspects of thyself because the individuals around us are going to be clouded with an aspect of what? Clouded with an aspect of delusion, clouded with all these different perspectives. So we have to just put that knowledge, all that shit of thyself and bring out, shine our brightest light. You know what I'm saying? But it is very indicative that we are aware of the circumstances around us and what's going on. That is a part of the gnosis. It is a reflection of something deep within, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, of the science, of the mythos, like you said. That is very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to come from a conceptual aspect. The same thing she just said. She just said that the feminine Orisha is a what? Priestess. And it does state right here, the OB, whether African, Egyptian, or European, is a pythoness, a serpent woman with the possession of the knowledge of the wisdom of the OB or Aphite coast. The homie note the feminine origin of the priesthood. The feminine origin of the priesthood. The priesthoods are originations of the feminine principle. So yeah, everything you say. And I think, it's just one of those deeper aspects. Like I said, we have to just focus on the ones that like resonate with this energy. Bro, it's like um mm, everything feminine. Hey, and what's crazy is, when you start really looking at it, it even states right here, religion in Egypt first began in worship or propitiation of the primal providence that was figured as the great mother who brought forth the seven elemental powers called her children. These powers in Egypt were the seven Ali. In Phoenicia, they are the seven Elohim. So even when we start dealing with the seven, it's all the seven that consensually belong to what? The mother, the child, children of the mother. Go, go ahead, what you gonna say? And you know what's crazy? And you know what's crazy? I've been when we start looking at the later sciences, if you look at science, and that's the physical observation of energy or whatever you want to call it in your mind, the science is matching the metaphysical principles of all the ancient sciences. So the ancient science is the new science of today. That means all that they figuring out, everything's actually connected. Quantum entanglement. This all of this was already said. That's why ancient codes had what? Spider codes, where it's about strings, things being aligned and connected, which would be your string theory of today, quantum entanglement, all those different aspects. The serpent, the Ouroboros, everything is a life and death cycle. Now they tell you Einstein said energy never dies. It only they already told you energy never dies. It only transfers. Right. They already said all of this. So what we finding is today's new science is just them figuring out what was already written. Everything we channel, what they say, what our old folks say, ain't nothing new under the sun. You kind of get in the same energy, just in a different way. So it's very significant, like she said, to realize with your downloads. Because remember, the wisdom is Sophia, which is the woman. So you're right. If all the books went away, the story would have to be retold through the divine feminine principle. Because the wisdom is the principle of the wisdom is the divine feminine. Because if you think about it, every single human being has been manifested through what? The woman's M cycle. Like that's the first coagulation that creates the physical aspect of who we are. So the woman has the natural flow, the pulsation that creates life, and all knowledge that spoke in life. She flows through life. She gave us life. She risked her life to give it. Mm. And that's Yep. You know what's crazy though? Unclean. Five. That's the words they use in the Bible. It's funny she said that. Y'all hear her. You said unclean, right? Because you took that from like that's like an actual Bible statement. Like that's an actual biblical state. That's how they state those aspects of the M cycle. But I find it crazy that unclean and foul, its number is 373, which by Greek Kabbalah has the value of logos. And what is logos is the what? The knowledge, the word. This is like some yeah, this is like because they're trying to tell you shit backwards. It's like you said, that sneaky. It's all sneaky because it says right here the Egyptians astronomers identified the star Vela with the goddess, like you said, Shesheta, the goddess of writing and the magical word. Her stellus, when you say we have the Shesheta energy, that's the goddess of the scribes. That's Shesheta right up there, y'all. Her stylus traces the sigils of the forbidden wisdom in the scarlet of nature's indelible ink. The blood of Isis is typified by the first flowers or flowings of the pubescent female. So when a woman starts, what did she just say? When you have your cycle, you get what? Introspective, because that's the knowledge. But when you tap into the Bible, it starts to do what? Make everything what? Evil. Make everything what you call it. You feel what I'm saying? You get a whole flip, but they say it's what? Like she said, unclean. But the Kabbalistic value of unclean is the word logos. When you look at the word logos, let's see what that means. You looking at the word for um, um, well, it says the law. That's your law. That's your statement. That's your word. That's your reasoning. That's your judgment. All these different aspects. It's the word. Mm. And that's where I wanted to go next. And as y'all can see, you take the knowledge off the wall and you apply it in your real life. It says that the unclean, the Kabbalistic value of unclean is the word, which is speech, which is the law. She said that all these different things mean mama says. When you think about the first aspect of you speaking, who's the one who speaks more? The mother, the woman. She talks. She like to talk on the phone. She like to talk. She like to do her thing. That's more. Who's the more communicative aspect? Who is the baby closest to? When we look at our world, our first speaking, you start tapping into what? That mother energy. Talking too much, talking, communication. It's all with the aspects of what? The divine feminine. So we starting to see like this is reflecting within your life. The first person, if the people stayed within the village, all the mamas, you see the woman's. When I used to go to the grocery store a lot. When I went to the store, most of the time, if I see the woman, what was she doing? On the phone talking. Most of the time, if I'm in public, she be anyways, like I was saying. Most of the time, all the time. My wife, or she always on the phone talking. That's the communicative aspect because it reflects the deeper sciences of the primal perspectives of our existence. When the woman had to communicate those primal communications, Mama says. So Mama say, Mama sa, Mama sa type. Mm-hmm. Tiara. Gotcha. And that's where the crown. And then if we want to go on a occultic level or metaphysical level, what does the Indian tantric text associate the crown with? The crown chakra, the blossoming of the lotus, the blossoming of the in Egyptian, what is it called? The lily, which blossoms and creates the representation of the crown chakra once the Kundalini fires all the way up. So you get in multiple levels of like this. It looks like a level of awareness. It's just a deeper aspect. Mm. Mm. And it's crazy. What's that? I liked how that. Oh man, I picked the wrong picture, but I liked how that looks like. What's that DNA? That looked like DNA. Yeah, I mean when you show that, like you said, she created the serpent. And you showed that graph right there. Oh, so that's a sign. That's what that stands for, like an actual sign language of one of the symbols. Oh, they going crazy. Hmm. Hmm. So our DNA. So that represents infinity. Those two signs right there. Mm. And you get a lot of. Mm. Hooray. And that's the sun. What you say? You said the sun, the infinite, that sign represents the infinity link or like an infinity sign. Mm. No, that's super deep. Mm. Mm. That- no, you going crazy. Twin. Mm. Hey, look, check this out too. I'm crazy you show the DNA because I'm looking at the DNA, um, with the aspect of the solar perspective. And of course, when we start connecting the solar perspective, it's connected to the light energy. And it says right here, furthermore, when Pop broke open a DNA molecule, which I said that looks like DNA, with a chemical known as ethidium bromide, a flood of about 1,000 photons surged out. This suggests that each DNA molecule is like a miniature fiber optic cable. Photons zing back and forth inside the DNA at light speed until they need to be used by the body. So it looks like the DNA, those strands of DNA hold light. Light is like eternal energy. So the DNA representing an aspect of infinity or the eight, the DNA, the genetics, your ancestors, your ancestral energy is eternal. This goes back into like the primal aspects of life that was manifested out of darkness or some aspect of it. So when we start tapping into the deeper metaphysical principles of your existence, this must represent, this knowledge is like light. You are bringing light to the darkness, or the mysteries are being uncovered. You start to unlock aspects of what your genetics, your DNA. You start to ascend in some sort of way. Exactly. Exactly. You tapping in. And then on it, and then like you said, also realize that that means that when you read the Bible, and if you read the Bible from a literal historical sense, then yes, you are surging, just like you said, that light from those words and that energy, you are pretty much creating some type of tunnel of light to your DNA. And you transferring the words of the ancient priest that wrote that as an aspect of the derivation from the great mother. And then that's why you said once you tap into this energy, it's hard for you to tap into the great mother. On top of that, I already expressed to people that circumcision is an expression of the belonging of the male to the solar aspect of our existence, that the cutting out of the woman from the man, it was all of an atom rod. That was a deeper science that came later. That was some type of development in the male psyche of this. So it's very important for us to realize that, the reason why it's hard for the, people to tap into this energy and tap into this science. You gotta have like you kind of have to be, it has to be divinely like put in your genetics almost. Something has to be switched on. I don't even think it's a choice. You gotta be chosen. Mm. Mm. Exactly. And that's something that's um, pushed a lot in our community. And probably for, it's all science. It's just a divine, it's not a divine science. It's just exactly. And well, and then on top of that, what's crazy? There's, we all know this makes sense with pain. That manipulation of the mind with pain causes growth on a psychological level. So the disconnection from the pain, because once you get an action and all of that, you got to get, they want to put you under, and you miss that. In Kenneth Grant books, we talk about atavisms. Atavisms is when you're doing something that was already done. So the activism of birth is very important because that taps you into what? The primal mother that birthed you, the universe that birthed you. And if you birth things out of pain, then that's like a representation of the as above, so below. The pain that we was birthed out of on a deeper level. It helps us get a more primal understanding of the gnosis. Yeah, I bet. Mm, mm, I bet after 13, shit, I'm just on bro now. I bet. That's after 13, I'm just here. Come on. Oh, brother, come on. Baby, come out to start driving. Hey, hey, and that's crazy because abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. When I speak, I will create. So your words are magical. Your words are magical in a sense. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, brother, when I speak, I will create. Abracadabra. So the first magic, that's why in the Bible, it's all metaphysical. What's the first? The first one, the word. Let it there be light. But the word is the magical aspect of our existence. So imagine the power of the vibration, the word, because we are what? A vibrational energy. So, you know what I'm saying? Our words match our vibration. Our vibration can dictate aspects of this. If we go deeper into this, when you start talking about vibration, our vibrational energy is so powerful, it can transition our state of mind. We can go from the deep sleep state to the theta frequency state to the waking state to this deep sleep state of we don't even know we exist to a dreaming state where we don't know we sleep but we in a dream, all based on what? The vibration of frequency of the mind, the theta frequency, the delta frequency, the beta frequency, the alpha frequency. So if we can switch our existence due to our vibration, then the vibration of our word, how much can we switch existence? And that lets you know how much energy is being thrown out there. So it's very important. What you showing us right here? Yep, abracadabra. I see it.
Salmonicus, the physician of the emperor Caracalla. But it seems to me that the formula is based upon something which is much older, and that in any case, the idea of it is derived from an older source. Many attempts have been made to find a meaning for the formula, but the explanation put forward by Bissoff in his Kabbalah 1903 is the most likely to be correct. He derives the formula from the Chaldee words. He shows the Chaldee words right there, and in Hebrew, and it says Abada Ki Dabra, which seems to be addressed to the fever and to mean something like perish, like the word. This reference becomes clear when we see the form in which the formula had to be written on the amulet in Hebrew letters. And here you see the Hebrew letters. First, it's written, you see, it's like a triangle that's written down. And then he said the patient or someone on his behalf recited the formula. This abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadab, abracadab, abra, abra, aber, in other words, he dropped one letter of the formula each time he repeated it, and as the formula diminished, the fever became less. One point, however, needs elucidation. Why is the third letter of the formula R and not D? We may note that the letter R, 9 in number, 3 times 3, and that both 9 and 3 had a mystic